I spend a lot of time talking to organizations about GenAI, and almost all of them run proof of concepts, pilots, or some form of experiment. But very few of those ever become real products that create value for those organizations. And it's usually not because the technology doesn't work. In my experience, GenAI initiatives fail to scale, which is generally where the value sits, because they're treated as technology projects, not as product problems. Teams often get excited about what's possible with a given technology, but skip the hard work of product thinking. And there are three main reasons why I believe that's the case. First, there's no real problem ownership. Second, they focus on use cases over value. And third, the reality of how those products should be delivered is ignored. Often there's no single product owner accountable for the outcomes that those GenAI solutions aim to solve. And without clear ownership, everything just becomes yet another demo or proof of concept and never develops into a real product. Secondly, teams usually start with questions like, what can GenAI do? How can I use GenAI in my given business area, instead of starting with the business problem and asking questions like, what decisions or workflows actually need to change? That generally leads to impressive, shiny proof of concepts, but usually disappointing results and solutions that generally don't scale and address the real problem that we would like to solve as an enterprise. And thirdly, things like data quality, integration, governance, change management, etc., are treated as sort of secondary considerations. In reality, they really decide whether something ships and then scales, that then leads to value creation. What works instead is usually much less glamorous. We would want to start with very clear product problem ownership and really linking individuals across the organization to very specific problem statements, and then being brutally honest about the value. As part of a robust product discovery phase, we always want to be very clear about our assumptions and then develop a very clear value case linked to our enterprise success metrics based on this. And then in terms of solution design, we really want to focus on GenAI solutions that can survive real delivery constraints. And only when GenAI is embedded in strong product management, it generally becomes incredibly powerful. And I've seen those patterns show up across industries like automotive, finance, higher education, and many more, because it's not an AI problem, it's a product problem. And if that resonates, I'm more than happy to share more context about it and get in touch with your teams. Thank you.